104.7 The Drop is Denver's urban alternative. My name is Sugar Bear.
I'm Lamali.
And it's Community Corner. You know, we highlight so much talent in this city, man. There's so many artists out here doing some great things. And today's guest, man, I seen him perform once, and I've been following his journey ever since. Ladies and gentlemen, this is HaSh. What's up, bro?
Yeah, what's good, y'all? Sugar Bear and Lamali. Nice to see y'all.
Thank you for being here, man. It means a lot.
Thank y'all for having me. It means a lot to me as well.
I know you're originally from Virginia, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long you been in Denver?
I've been in Denver since 2003.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is home for the most part.
Yeah, it's home for the most part. I lived here longer than I lived anywhere.
Okay.
At one point in time.
And you got your roots here, and then your artistry. Did you start rapping when you was in Virginia?
I started rapping in Virginia, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit. What was that like growing up? Was it battle rapping, or was it like you was just young HaSh trying to make it, seeing you trying to figure this thing out?
I went through all those phases. At first it started, I was young HaSh just trying to figure it out. I was a shy kid. So what I started doing was I started writing and picking instrumentals from my father's vinyl.
Oh, wow.
Because he was a DJ as well. And I remember the maxi singles would come with the instrumental on them. So I would write the tracks and I would give them to my little brother and my little cousin and make them perform it. So I started off producing first.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And then it turned into, I got a little something. Let me do this.
Yeah. And then I did a talent show at the Potomac Mills Mall in Virginia for a Martin Luther King holiday in 5th grade. And that's when it began, me being the artist in front of the camera, on the stage.
That's when it started.
Yeah.
Has HaSh always been your name?
Nah, but...
Because there's usually artists always have other names, right, prior to this.
Nah, my first name was Awesome HaSh. HaSh is short for Hashem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Awesome HaSh.
Awesome HaSh.
That's what did you call it?
What? Notable quotable? No.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It doesn't matter. It's good.
No,
Affirmation.
You're doing your thing.
You're
now,
awesome.
So.
Thank you. Yeah, that was elementary school, Awesome HaSh, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's where it started. That was the first name.
Nice.
That's awesome. So do you think, have you seen, because you said you started as a shy kid.
Yeah.
But you can't really be a shy MC.
That's right.
Definitely not. Definitely
So
not.
how has music and performing helped bring you out of your shell? And does that translate to real life?
I feel like once it comes to, like, creating the music and performing, like, I'm, like, this different person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I get on stage, there's no fear. I'm not scared of, nothing. I'm looking people in the eyes. It's just I'm up here doing, like, what I'm meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then I go back to my normal everyday life, and I'm laid back, low-key, more of the shy type guy. You know what I mean? And I think my faith probably made me like that at a young age. You know what I mean? Just being real deep embedded into my faith as a youngster, and certain things we weren't allowed to do. Like lower your gaze when you see a woman walk by, not hugging or shaking hands with women. You know what I mean? Things like that just made me like a shy kid. So I think a lot of that is still present in my everyday life today. But when I'm on stage, you know what I mean? That's where I get to like not be shy and vent. You know what I mean? And let my hang.
And the beast come out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I love that.
In your music, is it like, because like I'm kind of shy too, but I keep having these jobs that don't allow me to be shy, right? So it's like that MC, right? Who I am on air is who I am, but not exactly all of it. Is it that same way with you when you're performing? Like, is HaSh totally different from Hashem? Or is it like a part of you, but do you keep some of you to yourself, I guess,
Well, that's that. I think the music, it really came about the writing was because, like, certain things that you go through in your household, like, depends on where you grow up and how you grow up. You're not allowed to, you can't go to school and say certain things. Somebody might get arrested. You know what I mean? And everything. So, like, the music is how I vent, so that is me. You know what I mean? Because mainly I speak on, like, things that I've been through. You know what I mean? A lot of my thoughts, just a lot of things that have transpired in my life. So it's definitely me on the stage. It's just the part that people don't get to see because I don't make friends with a lot of people. There's not a lot of people in my circle. More laid back.
And I kind of noticed that following your social, like you really like a laid back dude. At least that, like you kind of stay to yourself. You're not all out in the streets like that. When it's time to go, when it's go time, you do your thing.
Right.
I want to talk about, you mentioned your faith,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm noticing your necklace right there. Can you explain to our people who are viewing this right now, your necklace is what that means, and also your faith, what that means to you and your artistry, and how you incorporate it in, I mean, because the man of who you are, right, that's HaSh.
Yeah.
And the artist of HaSh, right, the religion, it's a duality there.
Yeah.
Talk about that and how it plays an important part in what you create.
Well, the necklace, that says Allah. This one says Allahu Akbar, God is great.
Beautiful.
Allah is, the Arabic word for God.
Yes.
And a lot of people get it misconstrued, like it's a totally different
Thanks for
deity,
explaining that,
You know
yes.
what I mean? So I always got to say that.
Yes.
But I think, like, my faith as far as with the music, it keeps me on track to, like, I have the right reasons for being here. Because I'm an artist. I'm not chasing, the things that people chase. I'm not out partying, doing these different things. I'm here just for the art, you know what I mean? And the biggest thing for me, like, mixing my faith and the art is, like, a lot of people who are, like, thinking about wanting to become Muslim, you know what I mean? They feel like they can talk to me about it because they can relate to me. And it's helped me be a tool to help them, find their place in the faith as well, you know what I mean? So, but I think it just keeps me on track, and it just keeps me focused on and being here for the right reasons, you know what I mean? Like, I am an artist. Like, people call themselves artists, and I don't truly believe everybody's an artist. But I am an artist because this is something that, whether I make a dime or not, I'm always going to do this.
I love that.
You know what I mean? I can't sleep when I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? It haunts me. I don't have ulterior motives, except for this is what I was born, this is what I was put here to do.
No plan B, this is it.
Yeah, that's it.
Love it.
But that's an artist.
That is an
You got to
artist.
commit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
I never make it nowhere and I die a starving artist, I live my life the way I was supposed to.
Yeah, but you're not starving, though.
Nah, definitely not.
You're not starving, though. You're rich and with friends, and,
Yeah.
this is a richness that, right now,
Right.
this moment.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So, sorry. I lost my train of thought. How do you see, like, your music, how is it received in the community?
Very heartfelt.
Yeah.
Because I've had, and not just one occasion, I've had several occasions. Like, for instance, I was rehearsing at Vinny's house, and his roommate came downstairs, tears in his eyes, crying, grown man. After a couple shows, I can remember, just off the top of my head, like, grown men crying to me, telling me, like, like, I felt that like, really hit home. And those are the interactions at these shows that mean the most to me. It's not the girls, you know what I mean? It's not this or that. It's the, those true meaningful, like, I have 40-minute conversations with these people afterwards because one guy told me he just couldn't believe, like, what he was seeing. Like, I just can't believe I witnessed that. You know what I mean? Like, that show you came to, the one I, called you guys out on the stage.
Yeah.
There, I walked out to the entrance, the head of security out there, he sees thousands of people, top-tier artists, independent artists, local artists come through. And he said, I seen a lot of people come through here, but you got something. You know what I mean? Those are those meaningful interactions. So I think my music is well received because it's just something that, like, real life, everyday people can relate to.
Isn't that what's so interesting is, like, you say your writing is just like venting. So it's very personal, but at the same time, like, it's so relatable. Like, we're all
going through
Yeah.
something.
We're all going through something.
We're all going
Yeah.
through something.
and you can hit that even
Yeah.
if you're just talking about your experience.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah. And that's what I'm here to do. You know what I mean? Spread the message. You know what I mean? Be relatable.
And, the climate that we're in right now, we won't get too deep into it, but there's a lot going on in the world.
Yeah.
And so, there's a lot of artists can express themselves through their art. Are you doing that same thing with some of the messaging so that you can make people aware? There's an awareness, right, that some people may not have. And I mean, from what I've observed, you have an awareness about what you say anyway. But how much do you feel like that it is more important now and more crucial now with the climate that we're all in now?
It's very crucial now, and I take that responsibility as an artist, like, to the heart, you know what I mean? That's why I've made songs like I made, like, Free Palestine, you know what I mean? The whole song about that, you know, and always bringing awareness, you know what I mean, to the things that need to be brought awareness to. And I think that we need to use our platforms, even if people feel like their platform is a small platform. If you got 100 people following you, you know what I mean, educate those 100 people about what you know, because then it perpetuates, because then they tell 10 people, each 100, you know what I mean? So it continues to spread like fire, you know what I mean? So I think people need to take that. And then, you know, it's not only just the worldly events, you got like what's happened to the art, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about sexualizing everything.
Everything.
You know what I mean? Like, let's get back to something real. You know what I mean? Like, let's get that real feeling. Let's get that old thing back. You know?
Oh, let's get that old thing back.
Yeah. Or even the ways that like technology has impacted music and art. But if you're coming from an authentic, vulnerable place, that's got to be like weird. How do you embrace it, but also not fight against it, but, you know, like push back, I guess.
It ain't no fight. ChatGPT can't replace authenticity. People can write their raps through ChatGPT, you know what I'm saying? But that can't replace what we feel in our hearts, you know what I mean? That doesn't replace the human feeling, you know what I mean? So I feel like there is no fight. It's just like the real ones is going to gravitate towards that real feeling.
To the real stuff.
Every time.
Yeah. Good point. I want you to fill in the blank thing for me, HaSh. My artistry is not complete without blank.
My artistry is not complete without love. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like without feeling the love, without spreading the love. You know what I mean? Because that's what this world needs. That's what this world is missing.
Yeah.
Is a lot of love, you know what I mean? So like, and I ain't on no brother love, no Diddy stuff.
No,
you know what
we
I mean?
ain't talking about that.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
No,
but
genuine
like,
love. Yeah.
But like just genuine love, like the love, like, you know, that you feel from the people who listen to you, and the love that you shell out. You know what I mean? So many people want love, but they don't want to give it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
You got something?
Yeah, I love that. Well, just tell us where you can find us, we can find you.
Man, you can find me everywhere. HaSh Got Bars. Instagram /HaSh Got Bars. Twitter /HaSh Got Bars. HashGotBars.com. HaSh Got Bars, everything.
What? Real quick, the dollar signing is your name. What's the significance of that?
I'm just the old school hustler.
That's
you know
old school.
what I mean? Yeah.
I like that.
I'm just the hustler.
That is an old school thing.
Yeah.
And then one more thing before we get up out of here. Do you take care of your mental health? We are advocates around here for mental health. Is that important to you? How important is it? And does it play a part into, you know, your artistry as well?
Man, that plays a huge part. You know, like I call my friends on a daily basis, like my small circle that I'm close to, and that's one of the questions I ask, like, how are you doing today? How's your mental health? You know what I mean? I'm a big proponent on mental health, taking care of your mental health, because, I mean, that trickles down to a whole. It's not just doesn't just affect the individual. It affects our children. It affects our loved ones. It affects our family. You know what I mean? It affects a stranger that you might see on the street. Because I tell everybody every day, like, you know, a smile can change the trajectory of somebody's day. You know what I mean? So we need to be cognizant. And it all starts with yourself. Just like they tell you when you get on the airplane, if the plane starts going down, what do? That bag drops out, you put yours on first. And then you can help somebody else, because you can't help nobody else if you can't help yourself.
HaSh Got Bars, if you didn't know.
Hello.
He just gave you one.
You know?
HaSh Got Bars, man. Thank you for coming by.
Man,
I mean, I'm a fan of what you do and your art, and so keep doing it, keep pushing. And this is your home, man. You can come back here anytime.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah, Community Corner, man. It's another one. Sugar Bear Lamali with the homie HaSh on 104.7 The Drop.